Well, guys, it happened again. I planned an event far in advance, and it snuck up on me. That's right. The Backroads of Appalachia's 24 Hours of Appalachia Buckeye Blitz has snuck up on me. Now, I did their event in March in the Jeep. There was no bike class. If you want to watch that video, it's over. I'll link it in the description. It snuck up on me. We weren't ready for that in the Jeep. We still went. We had a blast. But this bike one, man, I had plans to put in some mileage and try to get the body, conditioned for this a little more. There were some things I wanted to get for the bike, and it just never seems to work out that way. I'll show you the DR. We're actually leaving for the event today. Sign-ups for this evening, and we take off from the line at 7 a.m. in the morning. Probably going to ride the B class, I guess, which I think they said it's for like experienced riders, but maybe you haven't done the 24-hour thing on a dual sport before. So probably going to ride that one. DR650, it's never, knock on wood, it's never really stranded me or failed me that much. Last ride on it, I did have an issue with loose luggage. Got a strap caught in the rear wheel, locked up my rear wheel at like 55 miles an hour. That was scary. I have a video coming out on that soon. But besides that, this thing's pretty good to go. Here's the issue. All my dual sport trips have been day trips, so I've never had to worry about my kit or my endurance. This event is more on your setup and your endurance and your logistics than it is on your riding skill. Most of the things I've done in the past, riding day trips around here or the 304 detour, that stuff is based more on riding skill. But this is 517 miles in 24 hours. They're calling for half an inch of rain. The high is 61, I think. I think the furthest I've gone on a dual sport is 250 miles in a day. So I'll be doing over twice that, because after we ride to and from the starting point, I'll have at least 560 miles on the bike, in tomorrow, in the day. So, I've also never had to really worry about having luggage and stuff on point. I've had a hard pack on the back. That's really annoyed me. I took the hard pack off, just kind of threw this dry bag on here, and it moved around on me a little bit. Last ride, I did get one test ride with this at Tornado at single track, and it moved around. So I've got this thing strapped at 4 points. I've got it bungeed to 4 points, and we're gonna hope this thing stays in place. Hopefully I won't even need access to this during the ride tomorrow. Unless there's some kind of mechanical issue or something like that. I'm gonna have everything I can access up here in the tank bag. I love this tank bag. It's got magnets, it's got 2 straps. Some of the guys are running navigation tablets, big tablets with controls on their bars. I'm gonna be running an Android phone, guys, an Android phone that is gonna be hotspotted to my main Android phone right here. So there's a route to follow, and it definitely changes up trying to ride in dual sport at speed when you have to keep looking down at your route to make sure you're going the right direction and things like that. Wrong turns kill so much time. It's incredible. But yeah, we're gonna give it a go. One other sketchy thing about this bike, this is a KX 450F clutch perch here. And I threw this on here because my other one broke or something years ago. I threw this on here and it worked, but the cable isn't at the right angle. And if I come down off a wheelie or something, see, it doesn't fit in the adjuster. If I come down off a wheelie or something, it will actually pop out, which is really pretty sketchy. I hit a tree at Tornado doing that. But yeah, hopefully it'll be okay. Just did an oil change. Tires, these are the same tires I had from the detour. I got the Pirelli MT21. It's not brand new, but it's not horrible. And then I've got the Scorpion Rally in the front. So I like these tires a lot. Looked in the rules and stuff for the requirements, and they wanted full wrap handguards. Kind of reached out because of, you know, I don't really run full wrap handguards on a dual sport because I'm not really bashing trees and stuff. They said, yeah, we'd really like you to have some kind of handguard on there. So got these for like 24 bucks off eBay and just slapped them on there. And actually they look pretty good. Actually, I'm kind of pleased. I'm kind of glad I did it. So thanks to those guys. Question I've been getting a lot: why are you riding your DR650? Why aren't you riding your 701? 701 sitting over here. You know, I don't know. I'm going to be tired towards the end of the race. I don't know if I'm going to be out there when it's dark or what. The 701's got this rally fairing and stuff. It's $3 by itself. I really don't want to be dropping this in the dark and things like that. So I'm going to do this first one on the 650. Also, Mason is on a DR650. He's riding it with me, so we'll both be on the same bike. And I see a lot of benefit to being on the same machine. If all goes well with the DR, then for the June event, I will ride the 701. I've gotten a lot more comfortable on the 701, and I finally feel more capable on the 701 in most every circumstance, except for when I need to touch the ground really easy in a weird spot. This DR is a lot lower, but that's it. So yeah, I guess just spelling it out for you guys. A little bit of anxiety. I mean, definitely not as much anxiety as when we did the Jeep race, because I'm not a Jeep, you know, I'm not a four-wheel guy. I don't have really any experience off-roading besides here at my house, just running some trails at my house. So I didn't know what to expect, and we only made it to checkpoint 1 because of a really bad bottleneck and a couple teeny mechanicals. But it probably worked out for the best because that kept us from getting real far up into the mountains and the snow and all that stuff. So I haven't even washed this thing since that round in March. So ripped my exhaust off, all kinds of stuff. So yeah, I don't know. I'm excited. We'll see how it goes. By the time you see this video, we will have already taken off for the race for sure. And then when we get back on Sunday, and then I get back to the office on Monday, I will get the video for this together as fast as possible, so you guys that might feel invested in what happened now can see the results. And it's not a big deal. We're using it as fun. If we get completely exhausted, or we have mechanicals, or we're just not feeling it after a couple hundred miles, we're just gonna, you know, jet out of there. But it'd be cool to finish. I think it'd be a fun accomplishment to add to the wall and have on YouTube as a memory. So all right guys, if you're interested in how me and Mason do on these, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you on the other side of the 24 Hours of Appalachia Buckeye Blitz.